Hello, Cornerstone Church. Pastor Phil here on day three. No, I'm sorry, day two. It's our third podcast, but only day two of our prayer and fasting, 21 days of prayer and fasting. And I want to encourage us today, just a bit of housekeeping as we go. I was talking to somebody today about the Converge resources, and they were trying to download it on their phone, and they were not able to download the resources on their phone. They could get to the Converge .org/prayer page and then go to the 21 Dangerous Prayers resource. But when they clicked on the ebook, or EPUB, I think was the tab, it came up and it downloaded on their phone, but then for some reason they couldn't open it. And then we tried it on Joya's phone as well, and she also couldn't open it. So it might be that in order to get that resource, you may have to do it on your computer and not on your phone. For some reason, it had trouble. Now, if you are able to do it, let me know so that I can forward that along. Also, I think what we're going to try and do is print up some hard copies and make them available, because I realized that there's probably people that can't use their phone or the computer. So we should have some hard copies available. So we're going to try and have that for Sunday. And I'm sorry for any inconvenience in the meantime. But a couple of thoughts from the material for today. In the Converge Prayer Guide, the 21 Days of Prayer Guide, the one that we used last year, there's an interesting quote from Richard Foster. He wrote a book called Celebration of Discipline, and he basically goes through all the spiritual disciplines and teaches about them. And in relation to fasting, he says, more than any other single discipline, fasting reveals the things that control us. This is a wonderful benefit to the true disciple who longs to be transformed into the image of Jesus Christ. This is what he says. He says, we cover up what is inside us with food and other good things. And so when we're fasting, because we don't have the food to cover up the other issues that control us, those things come to the surface. That's a really it's an interesting thought and a good benefit to fasting. It helps us to see where the struggles are in our lives. We become more aware when pride is active, when greed is active, when selfishness or lust is active. Those things become more pronounced when we're fasting, and then we can ask God to take them from us. In the 21 Dangerous Prayers resource, the scripture for today is Psalm 86, verse 11. It says, teach me your way, O Lord, that I may walk in your truth. Unite my heart to fear your name. That is a dangerous prayer, that we would pray for God to teach us his way. And there's an interesting prayer that everybody will do this to their own degree and to the degree that they feel comfortable with it. Generally, I'm not crazy about prayers that are written out for me. I want to pray my own prayers, but I think it's not bad sometimes to do that. And they have some prayers written out. And the one for today says, teach me your ways, O Lord. Train me to walk on your path of truth. Train me to walk on your path of truth. Now that is a dangerous prayer. Again, dangerous to our flesh. Because that's what we want ultimately. We want God to train us. We want God to enable us to walk in truth in our lives, and for his truth to penetrate to the deepest part of our being, for his truth to direct our steps, that we wouldn't walk under any deception, that we wouldn't walk under any delusion, but that we would walk in his truth in our lives, and that his truth would guide us through life. So when we see the scripture of Psalm 86, verse 11, teach me your way, and then pray that prayer, train me to walk on your path. He makes one more interesting point in the devotional that he gives in connection to that, which is this is a prayer of love. And the whole point is love. When you love someone, you want to know them. You want to know what pleases them. You want to find out about them. And do things that please them and make them happy. And when we love God, then we're going to pray for God to teach us his ways. So I encourage you, press on. I hope that the first couple of days are going well. And I pray that God is really ministering to your heart. I pray that he would search you as we prayed yesterday, and that we would allow God to shine his light in our lives in that way. I pray that God would train us to walk in the path of righteousness, train us to allow his truth to be operative in our lives. And I pray that those things are going well and that we're growing in them. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me specifically. If you have any concerns or if you're having a problem with something, if it's a technical issue or something, let me know what's happening. There is also a YouTube page that's connected to all of this, and all the devotionals will be on the YouTube page as well, if that's any easier for anybody. But I pray that it's a blessing to you more than anything else. Have a wonderful day. God bless.